So let's talk about why the former acting director of the FBI is talking about these very sensitive topics in the media blitz for his new book. You got to sell books. So here to discuss, Isaac Wright, partner at Forward Solutions Strategy Group, and former National Security Council spokesman Michael Anton, author of After the Flight 93 Election. Welcome to both of you. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Okay, we know that Andy McCabe is out making the rounds, what you do when you're selling a book. I want to play a little something that he just discussed with Anderson Cooper tonight about whether or not the president may be something rather nefarious. Here's that interchange.
Do you still believe the president could be a Russian asset?
I think it's possible. I think that's why we started our investigation, and I'm really anxious to see where Director Mueller concludes that.
Michael, you were part of this administration. Is the president a Russian asset?
No, I hope your camera caught it. I was laughing as I heard that. It's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard, and I'm amazed that we, as a national media and as a political culture, have been dwelling on this obviously absurd point for 2.5 years, and there's no evidence for it. Now, I just want to say one thing. To me, what stuck out from McCabe's original interview with 60 Minutes, where he said his motivation was to put this Russia collusion investigation or story on a solid footing so that nobody could take it away or walk it back. That's laughable. A solid footing. You'd think that if there were a solid footing for it, 2.5 years in, we'd have something. And I'm still waiting for any evidence at all of collusion by the president or his team.
And Isaac, so far, we have had most of the folks who've looked at this, the Senate Intelligence Committee, one of the latest to weigh in on this, to say, like, it's just not there. Now, we wait the Mueller investigation, but until we do, it's nothing but speculation.
Yeah, well, that's a great thing I can help clear up right now for Michael. He was looking for what the evidence is. Ask Paul Manafort. He's looking at serving a life prison sentence. Papadopoulos.
Based on tax and bank fraud.
All of these people lied to the FBI about collusion with Russia, and they're willing to go to prison to lie to protect the secrets about Russian collusion.
Not lying about Russian collusion.
Dangerous.
Let's be clear, because we know Manafort was convicted on tax and bank and fraud charges. So let's be clear about that.
And yes, let's be clear about that. The indictment in court says that Manafort was slipping campaign strategy memos to Russian military intelligence. That's collusion, period. Let's be clear about that with the audience.
He was not convicted on collusion.
No, he was not convicted on it. The court documents, though, reveal clear collusion.
Well,
they clearly state he was giving campaign strategy memos to Russian military intelligence.
Because what we've been told is that he shared polling information with Russian individuals. But Michael, I've not heard anything that equated to legally to any kind of collusion.
Certainly, I mean, keep in mind, the charge here is an extraordinary one, that the president himself is a Russian asset. Asset is an intelligence term. It means you're a spy, betraying your country, handing information, secret information, over to a hostile foreign power. That's just a crazy and extraordinary thing to say. I find it hard to believe that anybody could possibly believe it. And then you have to also ask yourself, if the president were a Russian asset, what have the Russians gotten out of him? Not much, if anything. I mean, this administration has been tough on Russia. It's sanctioned Russia. It hasn't pulled back or altered U.S. policy on Ukraine or Crimea. It hasn't reopened Russian diplomatic installations. In fact, it's closed more of them. It's kicked more Russian diplomats and known spies out of the United States. It doesn't seem to me that the administration has given Putin anything he wants, and it's done a lot of things to him that he definitely doesn't want.
Well, and Isaac, you know that's the argument that we hear from people who support President Trump, and they'll say also, I mean, he's done things like arming, folks in Ukraine and providing them with a defense system.
So why is Donald Trump refused to allow interpreters or notes to be taken on a single conversation he's had with Putin?
That's just not true.
Everything is above. Hey, Michael, I didn't interrupt you. Don't interrupt me. If everything is above board, why are they so determined to keep it secret? Why is he the first president in modern history to deny those records, to deny that notes be kept, to deny that readouts be given of his conversations with the foreign leader in power?
You just don't know what you're talking about, and I served in this administration.
Michael, I appreciate that you served in this administration, but you can Google it. It's not.
We know that there are folks on the Hill who say that they want to subpoena and get their hands on those notes on other conversations. Michael, what are you saying about that factual premise is not true?
There is one conversation that happened at a dinner after the formal meeting in which there were interpreters and note takers, okay, and in Hamburg at the G8 in 2017 that the Democrats are trying to spin up as some scandal. That is the purpose of those dinners, is to get foreign leaders into a big room and let them mingle. And there, of course, there are interpreters there. There's no way the president could talk to Vladimir Putin without an interpreter because he doesn't speak Russian, and Vladimir Putin doesn't speak English. In a formal meeting, it is true, the policy is that always to have an American interpreter along with the foreign interpreter.
Okay.
In a social setting like that, it doesn't always connect, and a sidebar conversation over dessert is hardly some kind of scandal that proves the president is a Russian asset.
There are
spin
lawmakers,
that as hard as you want to.
There are lawmakers who are trying to get their hands on that information, so we'll see. In the meantime, Isaac and Michael, I feel like we could talk to you guys for an hour about a lot of things. So come back. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.